no good. I lost sight of him. The Griffin took him north.
Okay.
Maybe northeast, Wyvern.
What do you want to do?
What do you mean, what do I want to do? Get Smith and go.
Yeah, okay.
You find Smith. I'll, let me see if I can, Matazar. Oi!
Yes, hello, yes. Yes,
All right.
hello.
Yeah.
You can hear
Forget
me?
everything else. Yes, I can hear you.
Right, wonderful. What is the issue?
Right, I need you to look for a Griffin flying northeast towards Wyvern. It's got Djett.
No. Very well. Yes. Anything else?
No, just keep an eye on it.
Very well.
We're going after it.
Yes, it's still heading in a northern, eastern direction. If you are quick, it's moving rather fast. It's passing a high hollow now. No?
Passing High Hollow.
What?
All right, well, we're setting off
Okay.
after it.
Very well.
Keep an eye on it. Let me know if it changes dramatically.
Yes, of course. Oh my.
Okay. Smith!
Yeah.
So that's how we do that.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I gotta go.
Oh.
That's not a good look. I have to
Okay.
leave. Listen, practice
Okay.
and do your math.
Okay.
What's going on?
We're leaving. Griffin just snatched Djett.
Where?
North.
Immediately begin to activate the Longstrider clamps on my armor. And I'm gonna start start doing that, and I'm gonna say, how long?
It's gone. Matazar's tracking it. Said it was heading towards High Hollow. It's going
Which is
pretty quick.
northeast, right? Yeah,
If it's going over High Hollow, it's going to Evervale.
we have to stop it before.
Right, well,
I can't
We're
let
not
that
going to. We can't outrun it.
unless you've got a better idea.
Not off the top of my head. The only thing we can do is head that way. We might have to sneak in. But we can't beat that Griffin. That's gonna be a lot faster. It doesn't have to worry about the terrain. It's not like I can just jump off of Blue Falls.
What about a circle?
What, you mean their thing? The upflow?
No, transportation. Do you think we could ask for a symbol for High Hollow? Cut them off?
We can ask, but I've only have a few, and they weren't directed to High Hollow.
Either way, we better get moving.
What choice do we have?
None.
We have to hoof it.
It's at this moment where, Varsha, you feel a tugging sort of on your shoulder, like a small claw sort of goes into, like gets tangled into your hair, and you hear
No!
as Violet sort of lands on your shoulder and clasps like a scared monkey baby. As it sort of like a small bat wraps a claw into probably somewhere in your cloak or your cape, and then the other one is sort of like trying to find maybe somewhere around your hairline or maybe your ear, just something to just hold on to. It doesn't seem like it cares or knows a polite way of doing it.
Okay.
So it's just this.
At least she's still here. can hope she's got some sort of connection to Djett, right? Maybe she can feel or sense which way to go.
Yeah.
All
We
right.
saw the griffin headed that way.
Yeah,
I mean,
we
we
did.
have a vague idea on the location. The only teleportation locations I have are here, Flaris, Aftoki, and Hornlight.
All right. Well, let's get moving then. If we can't teleport, we're gonna have to walk or run.
Maybe something in between, so we don't burn ourselves out.
Yeah.
We don't know what we're going to find when we get there. We might have to fight our way in.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to give Varsha the long strider clamp then.
Okay.
What? What does this
Take it
mean?
off, and it's kind of like a band that's going to go around your patella and your knee. It's going to help you run 10 feet extra speed
Okay.
for
Does
1
that-
hour.
Does that take that away from you though?
No,
Okay.
it is not a concentration spell.
Okay. Amazing. Then fuck yeah, let's go.
And I'm going to turn mine on.
Turning me into a Gundam. Sorry.
Do you have an extra clamp, or are you using? Did you just give your tech to Varsha, and you have your own means of doing Longstrider, or do you have
Well-
your own tech that does it as well?
So it just mechanically, it's
Mhm.
not a concentration spell. So
Yeah.
what I imagine happening is, as long as this doesn't get too far away from me,
Yeah.
then it won't necessarily be compelled to return to me.
Got it.
Just like narratively.
Mhm.
It's probably a bit of my own armor that I'm able to give to Varsha.
Right. But what about you? Are you utilizing armor here, or are you utilizing new smith spells? Is my question.
This is armor.
Okay.
This is armor. yeah.
Okay. So as you also have a device, and they both activate as you begin to charge or sprint or start your marathon of a jog northeast, and I assume Ty is as well.
Where's that little kid?
Which one? The one that the one with
Whatever one that Smith was speaking to.
Vuldra. She is just inside the Upflow Inn, where I think this scene is happening, probably right on the porch or outside, as the door is probably hanging open with some wind maybe blowing in and out, as probably Vuldra is watching, making sure everybody's okay. Obviously, there is a sense of emergency amongst the group, and she's just sort of curiously watching. But she is just inside, probably about 15 feet through a doorway.
Quick reminder, did we find Uru?
Yes.
We did.
Yeah, and from what I understand, yes. And
I shout at the kid. Oi, kid! Come here!
Hey, okay?
and the
Is my dad okay?
I have no idea. I put a silver coin in her hand. That's yours, all right? But you can only keep it if you find Uru or Dosane, and you
Okay.
tell him that that Smith had to leave with his friends.
Okay.
Okay. And I literally just am walking away now at
Yeah,
a brisk pace.
I think you're used to seeing people run off with like, oh great, and they like get to go make their money, and like that's usually probably what people have done to you, Ty. When you were younger, people would just give you coins and hey, go do this, and then you do it. The kid, this Vuldra, sort of looks like puzzled, not quite sure where to start. I think as you all leave and like leave this location, she's just on the stairs, the stoop of this inn, just like as she just sort of tries to figure out where to go next. But you all begin to press on toward the northeast. That is... There are several options which ways you can go. Just doing a little bit of a time jump, or you make your way down the switchbacks, and you begin to make your way onto the main road. Each one of these hexes are a day. So the fact that it probably isn't probably isn't passing High Hollow just now, but it is definitely on the way toward that direction. The griffin, that is. As far as... so I'll probably move you to about maybe here, just for the sake of this. Quill has always been indicating where the party is, so that is where we are now. We are just sort of right outside of Blue Falls, probably on this... I can't quite... Can I just do that? Yeah, on this road here. Wyvern is to your north. You also know that... go ahead and give me investigations while you are... I think everybody's on high alert here. Smith, you and Ty have advantage. Because of your
For the
various
record,
backgrounds.
I'm Naruto running, and Myth will describe what that is.
Yeah, that's the one where you... that's when you scream at the top of your lungs and your hair turns blonde.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one.
I thought you'd
Yeah, that's it.
learned.
Yeah,
That's
that
it.
I've
was
been
it.
slowly teaching Myth
Yeah.
over the course of many weeks all of the
What anime is?
pop culture references
Yeah.
that he somehow missed while doing things like touching grass and forging actual iron,
Or writing a Final Fantasy D&D game.
or writing an accidental Final Fantasy D&D game without realizing it.
21 for me.
Okay, 21. And Ty with a 23. Okay. Yeah, you both notice that there are some soft, fresh footprints nearby. An amalgamation of footsteps that would indicate hordes of people. Ty and also Smith, you know that they are fresh. They are within a day, maybe. The rain or the humidity or the precipitation of the climate lately is now starting to soak in and fill some of the footfalls here. The large amount of mud or packed dirt, or large amount of mud, or the road here is very packed, and a lot of the road here seems to be, I guess the edges of this road seems to be more broad than they used to be, or at least on the path that wasn't towards Wyvern. It doesn't take long for you both to, maybe in your own minds or together, but the retreat of Wyvern, the soldiers who were making their way up the switchback, would be going this way as well. Several days it's going to take, and it's actually going to take way longer than that if you would like to make your way toward Evervale. But with a bit of a weird wonky time jump and traveling mechanics, which way are you heading? There is Wyvern, High Hollow, which I do know we all said that we were probably thinking about High Hollow. Wyvern was also on the table last week, and there's also, of course, just heading toward Evervale as well. That main spine road goes up and can find its way into the heart of the Crusades and the God King's territory. You all know this. Anything past Trader's Reach, which is right here.
Can I use a lifeline and phone Matazar?
Sure, yeah, you totally can.
Because I'm curious, because he is
Our
tracking.
friend, yeah.
Yeah, I'm tracking.
Yes, hello, yes. I've noticed the Griffin has been, it's been several days since I've slept, so pardon me if I've been able to, the Griffin passed High Hollow and is heading toward the, over the Sound near Galfish. Seems like they are heading toward, if I was to guess, Evervale.
Shit.
I'm not quite sure if what there is to. They're very close now. Where are you? Are you on the way? Are you on their heels? I assume you are not.
No, we're moving. We haven't even made it to High Hollow. It's going to take us a while, but
Very well.
try and track Djett. Find out where they take him.
I will track Djett. I do have. Where are you now? Where are you now?
North of Blue Falls.
North of Blue. Is Smith there? Smith with you?
Yes.
Could you put him on?
I shoved the sending stone into Smith's hand.
Smith.
Yeah.
And you start to feel this, as you grab the sending stone, it starts to like this echo.
Smith.
As it just sort of sets into your consciousness, these messages.
You have the circle to Flayrus Academy, yes? I do have the circle to High Hollow if you need.
Well, yeah, that would be great.
Get here now.
Okay, we need to find a spot here. I have to find a spot, look for anywhere clear about, maybe 6-7 feet wide. I need to draw another symbol on the ground. We're going to Flayrus, and then we can potentially make our way to High Hollow from there.
Okay.
Don't we need to go to Evervale?
I'm already starting to help in whatever way I need to get this done.
We need to get to wherever we need to get to faster than we are right now. And if we keep running, we're going to exhaust ourselves. And I have to be honest with you, I don't know how much longer I can keep these spells up. My
Fine,
suit
we'll
is
just
going to
let's go
run
back
out of
to
power.
Flayrus. We'll have Matasar send us.
Yeah.
Fine. Over there, off the road. What about that? Is that big enough?
Yeah, that'll
Kick
do.
some of the rocks.
And I'm going to start outlining the runes and spell work to create a teleportation circle to Flayrus.
Okay. As you do the spell, you do the intricate designs, the fluting, the serifs of the runes where they should, as you begin to, for your first time, create the Flayrus Academy, at least in practice, teleportation circle.
Do I need to make a check, an Arcana check?
Go ahead and give me an Arcana check, yes.
22.
22 is wonderful. As you begin to draw out and etch out this this pattern, you bring yourself back to the Flayrus Academy.
I don't know if I'll ever get used to that.
I fucking hate him.
As you make your way into Flayrus Academy, or at least onto the dais out front, the large dais with all of these monoliths that are dancing around and orbiting above. Where you stand, the dais is in front, and this is where you would utter the arcane word that would summon whatever spire to your location. And you see etched in the marble is the circle of the... Oh, I'm sorry. No, this is on the beach, because this is where this is the same circles as before. So you end up on the beach, much like in this picture. Here, you see this this view. There is a large beach that goes and wraps around on the right side, and then a small stone stepstones lead toward the dais over on that large rock by that right side waterfall, that right hand waterfall. And you remember this view from this was when Matazar and a lot of the other faculty and grandmasters would come down with their horses and their staves and ready for defensive battle. But this time, Matazar is already there at the at the circle, waiting for you.
All right. So, I was doing some thinking, and I'm not exactly entirely sure if we're going to High Hollow is the right decision, because we know that they're going to Evervale. So, if you'd like, I could bring you to Evervale, but I'm not sure if that's a good idea either. The circle there is widely known, and is usually only done with formal summons. So you arriving there would not be very discreet. I do have some that are several closer. There is Dead Grove, which is quite a sepulchral name for the grave sites of the people who live in Evervale. But that would, and if you wanted to make your way in, that could be probably the best.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Very well.
I know some ways in. Sewers, an old canal. You can go along the walls,
Of course.
along the ocean.
I'm going to look at Varsha. Does Varsha...
Matazar starts to then etch out a new design as you're having.
While
this
we're
moment.
talking about Evervale, I'm trying to see what her reaction is here.
Sure.
Oh, I think I look a little confused and uncomfortable.
We don't have much of a choice.
What? No, I know. We're going, obviously. What? I'll be fine.
All right.
What's the problem?
Nothing.
How do I feel?
Ooh, can you roll for it?
Make an insight.
Yeah, I'll just tell you what, depending on the roll. Oh, well,
25.
fuck me, I guess. Okay.
25.
Nervous and a little bit of, how do I want to describe this? Excitement. A little bit of fear in relation to that excitement.
She says she's fine.
You have your masks.
Yeah.
You'll definitely need them.
I wonder if Djett has the other one.
Think he did?
Yeah, I think
Was
there's
it a mask, or was it a mask and 2 rings?
a mask
crazy.
and 2
Skin
rings.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
One of us has the mask, and it.
I think
Who was being purposefully left unguarded? Wasn't it you, Smith? Who was
Me.
it? Which means I've probably got one of the other rings, and
Mhm.
Djett's got the other ring,
Mm-hmm.
which is rough.
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna get it off him.
They might. They might not.
so. Varsha has the mask.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
A dried flowered masquerade mask from an old Walden farm festival, that was infused with mind shielding, and they found it in the Wanderings, for whatever reason. They took it and they've utilized the power, or Djett utilized the spell components and the arcane to deconstruct and construct 2 more rings, and replicate, 2 more rings of the same power. So the mask is still in existence, and Varsha is going to wear it. That's what I'm hearing?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yep.
Okay. Okay. As you first, just doing some quick thinking and audio adjusting. Matazar then comes back. Oh,
All right. Everything should be set. This is set for Dead Grove. Do mind the Dead Grove's a bit weird. It's just weirdos there.
Yeah.
Very well. Good luck.
I imagine that I've been there many times.
Yeah, and it's not like weird like, oh, he must be meaning there's something worse and threatening here. No, just weirdos. The
Type of person who would live just outside of a
Yeah.
massive city.
yeah, and the type of weirdo who would it's this also, Smith, that Dead Grove was a whole bunch of land that was bought by a family years ago, and then the God King, they sell plots of graves to the citizens who are not sworn, to then it's just acres and acres of graveyard that someone is reaping in the benefits of, and it's right outside of Dead Grove. And what makes him a weirdo is just like, I guess you'll see. But Crowmore is the tower that just sort of overlooks through the fog of Dead Grove, and Crowmore is where the sworn nobles of high ranking of the God King and Evervale and of the Crusade would be buried in that sort of like those catacombs.
I just imagine they have their own GoPro set up on top of a tower.
Exactly. Yeah, there's a lot of weird things that Ty's got a speaking stone. He's got a seeing crow that is somewhere on the
I have
F-Toki
an
wagon.
absurd dagger.
Yep, you've had an absurd
Yep.
dagger. Yep. A lot of wacky things that Ty's got. Okay. As you then...
I'm Batman.
You're Batman. That's right. That's exactly it. As you don your masks, don your rings, and start
Going
to...
to
Mhm.
definitely disguise myself first. So I probably turn away, and I imagine, I don't think anybody's actually seen me do this in person before. I always sort of,
walk off to do it.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I kind of turn away, and since we're in a rush, you can actually hear me sort of grunt in pain as I have this sort of fluid that gets shot from my armor onto my face, and there's actually the sounds of like bones cracking and a bit of sounds of pain from me that are stifled. And I have a different face when I turn back.
Yeah. Nose
Holy
just starts to...
shit.
And your bones cracking, and you see there's probably a wince of pain or a growl of this pain as you start to see bones shift underneath and and muscles start to swell and rapidly heal as the body, countenance, and just
My
demeanor.
armor also looks different as well.
It's like shutters of some sort of holographic imaging, excuse me, starts to then project a new disguise onto Smith. What do you look like now?
I have sort of a very nondescript features, sort of very plain looking, bit of a hatchet kind of face, like a little bit more angular maybe. There's brown eyes, brown hair, probably a little ratty looking.
Okay.
My armor is sort of hidden. It looks just kind of like some peasant clothing.
Okay. As you start to starts to morph and happen. What's everybody else doing as you prepare for this jump? Lack of a better term.
Considering teaching Smith how to just hide in a shadow like I do.
Not have to go through this.
Go through that
This ritual pain.
horrific transformation.
So you just probably see Ty like horrified at this happening.
I'm just fidgeting and waiting to go.
Okay.
We haven't actually had a proper rest since the combat, right? We had a short rest
Yeah.
Short rest.
and then we started running.
I
would
think
imagine that we would have had to stop
you would have
periodically.
you would have had to stop periodically. I think we did a. I think we did have a couple of days since Blue Falls in here, so you would have had a rest.
Enough for a long rest.
Enough for a long rest, yeah. There was probably a couple
Then
days of
probably
traveling to get to
it
where
really
you were
was
before.
only the difference between fidgeting and not fidgeting, really, was the only reason I asked the question. Just how it level of exhaustion.
Sure.
So fidgeting then.
Okay.
Standing around.
Antsy. Waiting.
Fancy.
Yeah.
Mm.
Okay. As you all stand and prepare to get ready to make this jump into Dead Grove, you Matazar looks up at you. He's got this he still has this like this pearled cap, skull cap, and he looks up at you. He has probably the eyepiece from the scry glass still on, and says,
I'll be available if you need. I'm gonna head back. Good luck, and get Djett back, and give Evervale an old what for.
Yeah. This thing. I hold up the stone. And they use it to find you.
Yes, they know that's. They know where that's from.
Right, but can they, like, if they got a hold of this, would they find this place?
I hope not to find out.
Fine. I won't let them get hold of it then, eh?
Very well.
Right, we're
Alright,
going.
You can leave it, Ty, and then, if needed, I can bring us back here. If I survive.
Yeah, exactly, if you survive.
Just don't lose it. I trust you won't.
Right.
Very well.
Fine.
Be safe. The winds may at your back.
When we go, we're
Yes.
not going to use our names. I'm talking to Ty and to Varsha.
Not me. Yes, very well.
We're not going to use our names. And as I'm talking, you can hear my voice start to change. It's important that we don't use our real names in Dead Grove or in Evervale. Even
Okay.
if they notice our appearance, if we have different names, then they wouldn't maybe notice us nearly as easily.
Okay.
Yeah, all right.
Good luck.
Call me Avon.
Avon.
Avon, okay. I'll remember.
I'm Julius Gilks.
Julius, okay. I'm Orla.
I shoot her a look.
Orla?
Yeah.
Very well. Let's go.
The rune at your feet starts to light. Much like it did before, your stomach starts to flip and churn as this never is an easy process as you are physically moving from one place to another, and also one realm or pocket dimension to another, as your consciousness paired with also your body starts to distort. Your consciousness goes first and then your body second, as then you are being whipped through time and space itself as you
Very day.
a teleportation circle flares to life as you all begin to ride the Spellwind back towards the spine, but now in a location some of you have or may not have been to in a long time. Dead Grove. This area is wrought with fog, shadow, the smell of rot just breezes through this area. You could also hear the wildlife of a swamp nearby as the ground soft beneath your feet when you all land here in Dead Grove.
Time of day. What time of day is it?
Time of day is hard to tell here. It seems like it is... It seems to be Hearth's equivalent to twilight. The moon of Jialoon has just set.
Okay. What does it feel like when we arrive? Do we feel weird, or is it just kind of like we took a step forward and now we're there?
It's interesting. When you travel through this in this sort of way, it feels like a dream, where when you were in the moment, it was very vivid. The feelings of upset stomach, the visions of flourishing colors were vivid. But as time goes on, once you've made your way and your footfalls have set in this new location, much like in Blue Falls as well, that all of the memory of the anxiety of this way of travel starts to fade as you start to, I guess, as your consciousness starts to then patch over what it thought it knew.
Interesting. Okay.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, it does. It does. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. And that's probably something you're still getting used to, or it's something you've just now noticed. But you land, and all around you, for what seems to be miles, grave sites, some open, some closed, some blank stones nearby, some not, have various names of people from Evervale from ages past who are buried here. Loving Father, Brendan, looked like he died at around 42. Loving Father, 2 children. stones like that, just around. Off in the distance, I need you to make me a perception check, everyone. As you sort of take in the surroundings.
21.
16.
9.
In the distance, Ty, you see the figure looking at you. I think for a moment there's a flash of that memory of on top of Blue Falls, there's that cliffside, and on top of the cliffs of Blue Falls, way off in the distance, was this figure, the Way of the Grasp, who would look at you, and the cloak would bellow in the distance, or with the wind that was blowing by. I think there's a flash of that memory, or that vision, merging with what you see in front of you. As a very familiar predator is looking at a prey, something of that sort. Sort of looks at you, and then, unlike the memory you have had, it then starts to move, still looking toward you. At this point, it's maybe about if you were to hold your hand out, probably about an inch and a half size from your vision, right? So it's pretty far off, but it sort of, without changing its face or its focus, it sort of dips behind this old gnarled tree, fog behind it, the canopy of living trees as well, as it just disappears, as if something was tracking you. With a 21, you would notice that there are some refractions of light on the face, indicating that it could be some sort of metal mask.
Ah, shit.
What?
Over there, behind that tree.
What?
Don't know, but we got company. He's seen us, so probably saw us arrive.
I put my hand on the hilt of my sword.
Could be, way to grasp. The way it was moving.
Make me a history, Smith and Varsha. You may both have advantage.
Not my strongest. 8.
I've not been rolling well today, but I can't wait for Varsha to
21.
roll a really good roll today, 'cause that's going to happen at some point. Okay,
Okay,
so
well, it's jinxed now.
well,
It's
now I've
probably
jinxed
not
it.
gonna
You're right.
happen.
Well,
yeah.
all right. Well, this is the day where Varsha dies. See, now I'm reversing the jinx, right? Is that how that works? Anyway, I should stop talking. So as you
The worst thing is if she
nervous laughter.
actually ends up on
Yeah.
death saves at some point today,
It's my fault.
which I have done as a DM before,
Mhm.
made jokes at the beginning
Made
of
jokes
the
and
then-
episode.
yeah,
and
they're
then at the end
actually-
you're like, roll me a death save? Oh my god, someone's going to clip the beginning.
And this is gonna be edited, and it's gonna be hilarious. So with a 21 history, would it be history? Yes, for you. I think it's an Arcana with advantage for Varsha. So Varsha, you can roll me Arcana.
16.
Way better. I think.
Way better.
Hey, look at that. I fixed it. Everything's fine, everyone. I think both of you together may come up with the idea that the recognition, the resolution that these arcane circles are a lot of magic. And if there was someone who is feeling out the webs of the arcane,
Yeah.
and if something is to pluck a strand of it, and then they would locate them, I think this would be a beacon to those. So probably two different ways of coming to the same sort of answer. Smith, probably through history and knowing the way of the grasp, and Varsha, probably your feelings about the Spellwind, and also now just traveling through it, you probably have this, oh shit, that very well could be a signal. We could have just sent off a flare, much like a putting on a ring or near a ring wraith, right? That's what's going to happen, and that sort of happens. It could have happened here.
I was well aware that something like this would happen, but
Yeah.
it's not like we had much of a choice.
Right.
Yeah.
As the only thing, Ty, is the difference between the last person that you saw in this sort of state and this person is they're wearing a mask.
We going after it?
Yeah. Can't let them
I
report.
take off.
I imagine
Yeah.
that would be our best move.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Can't let it
I'm
report
running.
back.
I'm
Yeah,
running
I'm
straight
immediately
towards the
running.
tree. I don't actually mention the mask as much as I understand that I could.
Sure.
I think
I am
would
not
be
running towards
aware.
the tree. I am trying to keep a lookout for anything else first.
Sure.
I'm going to try and see if there was anything else. Either if they... Basically, the goal here is that if they are a scout or a lookout, who are they trying to notify? With that in mind, that's what I'm looking out for.
Mm-hmm.
I don't imagine that they are readily in sight, but I'm trying to take in where we are in the town and try to cut them off as opposed to try and rush after them.
Sure. As far as the layout of where you are, interesting, the slab of marble that this stone has been etched into, is stained with mud. Like footprints have just streaked across it over time. It doesn't look like it's been taken very good care of. There is a bold mud filling of the recesses of the engraving around here. But much like a marble sunk grass level slab at a graveyard where it's going to get crept in by some of the encroaching grass or also the footprints, that's sort of what you see here as this stone slab stands or is recessed into or sunken into the ground at about 5 feet by 5 feet or so. So it's a little bit of a tight fit as you all have arrived here. But this marble slab seems to be outside of town. It's not in the middle of town. It's not in someone's basement. It's just sort of off in the distance. Maybe about 200 feet in arbitrary direction to the north is, you see this here, a tower, a clock tower, an old temple you see. And then you also see that would be where the town would be. I said 200 feet, but it's really more like that distance. As I think a nearby tree is where Ty has told you to run off to, or at least advance toward. If you wanted to head toward town, you can. Off in the distance from here, if the fog was clear, you would assume you would be able to see some of the skyline of Evervale, which I think ekes into your mind, and however you and your character would feel about that sort of happens. But as of like anything else people-wise, there isn't anyone else. You're just in this remote location in this large acre, like miles wide graveyard.
Yeah, I think judging from the way that they fought last time, and their ability to kind of conceal themselves and move about quickly, I'm going to maybe yell out, Orla, the tower. And then I'm going to rush off towards that location.
Okay.
Toward the tower.
Quick question.
Quick answer.
This is for Smith. Would I understand that the tower is where I'm going? Or you need to come here with me?
I think I would call out so that you know that you can see me begin to going that.
Yeah.
See me
Okay.
going that way. You know?
Yeah. I figured we've worked together long enough that I would understand that you're just saying this is where I'm going. Okay. I still have the lantern from Djett to view the stuff, but I
Yes.
don't think, I don't know if that was a permanent thing that he changed or if it was something that he has to cast every time. I think he has to cast it, right?
I don't think so.
So correct. This is that is a infused item, so it's just an item.
Right, we have an
Perfect.
artificer here to tell us.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah.
All
So
right.
they just created Djett was able to just create an item.
It's the same as my stick.
Yeah.
Magic one.
Yes.
Okay.
Like I could give you one of my items if it made sense.
Yeah.
Mhm.
If you had a cuff to give them, so she could run faster. Oh wait, you did that.
You did.
Oh wait.
That was days ago.
Yeah, I know. Just trying to be funny. Whack. Okay. So how did I do? So as you, did you say you were making your way there, Smith, or you were telling Varsha to
I
go there?
am.
You are. Okay.
He's
Yeah.
going,
Okay.
yeah. And then I'm going to light the lantern then. And just attach it to my belt.
Wowie. Cool.
I'm blindly
Wowie.
running at the tree.
Yeah, I'm going where Ty's going.
Yeah. Cool. I'm just gonna open up Djett's character sheet and see if that lantern is there. Nope.
It's got a 30-foot range, or is it 60 because it's a hooded lantern?
I don't know. It was
I think hooded lanterns are 60, right? Does anybody remember?
I don't know. off the
I'm
top of my
Googling.
head.
I'm Googling.
I wish I knew the
Hooded
difference
lanterns, I think,
between.
a 30 when it's hooded. I might be wrong. If I Google it anyway.
I am. Yeah, I'm looking it up.
Hooded
30
lantern
feet.
is 3060.
Boom. There you go. Look at that.
Oh, it's both of
Oh.
them. 30, 60.
think
Well,
it's
it's
30.
dim. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
dim light past 30. So
Nice,
that
okay.
last 30 feet is dim.
The lantern of revealing, I believe it was. Hooded lantern burns for 6 hours on 1 pint of oil, shedding bright light in a 30-foot radius. The dim light in an additional 30 foot, so 60 total. The invisible creatures and objects are visible as long as they are in the lantern's bright light. As an action, you could lower the hood, reducing the light to a 5 foot. Okay. So it's like a spotlight, unless you want to lower the hood, and then it's all around you.
Okay.
So it's like if focusing, you can either have like a flashlight or a torch, or a radius of 5 feet. Okay, cool. So yeah, I assume you have the hood on, so you can then sort of shine it in a 30-foot direction as you approach the tree.
No, it's on
No.
my belt.
It's on your belt, not
Yeah.
even on.
Well, it's on, but
Okay.
it's not set to be a flashlight. It's set to
It's
just
set
be
to be
around me.
around you. Got it.
Yeah,
Okay.
yep.
So you've turned it on. It's on.
I
it's
think the
at your-
flashlight would be far more suspicious. Like I
Right,
think that
in
thing
the-
would know that
in the
we
middle
know
of the
it's there.
fog.
So
Yeah,
I'm
right, exactly.
I'm
Middle
just
of the
gonna
fog,
go
you
ahead
have
and
a
leave it on and pretend like
fog
I'm
light,
just casually
flashlight.
walking towards that tree.
Yeah. And when you say casually, you mean vigorously
With the-
following Ty,
yes,
who's
yeah,
Ty's running. Okay, great.
Yeah, with
Uh,
my hand on my sword, ready
yeah.
to go.
Sweet. So, as you run towards the tree, you make your way over toward the tree. I need you to make me perception checks with advantage. Varsha. Actually, both of you. Yeah, you both have it.
31.
Critical.
18.
Varsha, you don't see it in your lantern, but as you approach, you get to the tree, and there is there's nothing here at first, And then you realize, Ty, as you're sort of looking through, you're out of breath, and you see that one of the missing tombstones that are nearby is a hunched over person.
Oh,
So much like these, silhouettes of these, like if you were just to look around and the shadow would help here. But I think you see that it's just not the same arch as the rest of these tombstones. And then with a little bit of, and you now know what you're looking for, this metal sort of refracting mask, as I think a glint of light, probably from Varsha's lantern, shines across the angled face of this mask. As now this
no. Sorry.
this creature is probably within 30 feet of you. Not directly at
within
this
30 feet of
location,
me.
but yeah. I do not have a battle map for this, so if we go into combat, it's all going to be
Wait,
with our
wait,
imagination.
wait.
With our brains, with our, yes?
Hold on. This is terrible.
Hmm.
Okay, never mind. I will wait.
Okay.
I want to try something cool and exciting, and I've been waiting.
You tell
We'll
me when.
see.
You have a really good roll just on its, well, never mind, you just used it. Never mind, you already used it.
Yep.
It was your perception. Okay, and with the 18, though, I think after a little bit, you also then see that refracting off of that
Okay.
glint off of their face as this cloaked person, humanoid looking, has a mask. You studied in Flaris Academy.
Uh-huh.
Give me an Arcana check.
Six.
Okay. It seems familiar, like you've read about this before.
Fuck. Okay.
But as of anything else, it's hard to say.
Okay.
Its skulking seems to be on point. It seems to track with the feelings that this familiar feelings that you think you are trying to piece together. The synapses that are trying to branch and fire and connect in your brain to create this memory are not quite there, but you are able to feel the familiarity of something you've read somewhere.
Something. Yeah, okay.
As hasn't moved. As if, like, it's almost instinct to stay still, even if they know that they have been seen.
So is it within 60 feet of me?
Yes.
Great. I will cast a spell,
Okay.
I think.
Alrighty. What is that spell?
Decelerate.
Decelerate.
You
Sweet.
slow the flow of time around a creature. The creature must make a successful wisdom saving throw, which it will probably succeed considering its class, but we're going to try it anyway. Or its speed is halved, rounded up to the nearest 5 foot. Until its effect ends, the creature's speed will be halved again at the start of every single of my turns. For example,
Right.
a character with a speed of 30 feet fails its saving throw, dropping its speed 15. At the start of your
Right.
next turn, it drops to 10,
Yeah.
then 5. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
That bitch isn't getting away.
Whoa. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Hopefully.
This is something that PB does to all videos she watches, and now
Mm.
she's doing it in character as
Mhm.
Varsha.
Mm-hmm.
Slowing it down. Yeah,
Just
that's
slow
true.
it down. Yep. Slow it down by half every couple of frames. I rolled a 20.
Yep, you beat it.
Okay. What does it look
17
like
was the DC.
as you've casted this for the first time? I would like to know in great detail as I run to grab a monster manual for no reason.
Sure, yeah, for no reason. Okay. It's actually not the first time I've used it, but I think it's like this weird void distortion, I think, that would happen around them. And I think last time the way we described it is they age. Like, you know, and they start, their skin starts to sag, but this wouldn't happen. I think we would only see a flash of it for a second as I'm trying to like latch on to his energy, and I can't get it to latch on and connect. But I'm sure now he knows that we know he's there and we're going to attack him. Sorry, Brad.
Okay, with that,
I wasn't even going to attack him.
was there any hand motions
know.
or gestures you did? I'm sorry. That was, so they start to wither and stuff, or what does it look like when you cast? Do you do anything? Do you just throw your hands out? Is your
Yeah,
slicing the air?
actually, I don't think I need
Arcana
to.
check.
Yes,
oh
thank
yeah,
you.
good
Make an arcana-
show.
Oh, yeah, make an arcana check. And this is it. This is where it gets weird.
Yeah.
Actually, no. If I rolled a 20, which I didn't roll a critical, that would be the spell. So if I rolled a natural 1 on my reaction or my whatever that is on my save, then that would have been
Yes,
the
because
crit.
there's no
Yeah.
attack roll. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
But that's okay. Anyway, it was good to do anyway. So you or what did you do? How do you do it?
I don't think again, I'm not very loud, or there's not a lot of flourish anymore. So I think I just, from my belts, because I've got one hand on the hilt of my sword and the other hand near my belt, I just make a twisting motion, like I'm trying to grab his spine and twist it around.
Sweet.
And pull him down to the ground.
So it's more subtle than we would think. As you sort of have your hand, you just sort of grab the air and twist as you try to decelerate the creature. That being said, you feel and you see, I think, some of the fog and wind corkscrew towards this creature, hoping to distort its reality, to slow it down. Unfortunately, it either misses or it just doesn't take hold. But I do need you all to roll initiative.
Now, I've started to head back to the tower, which is why I blacked out my camera.
I figured. Thank you.
Am I also doing this?
You are also doing this, yes. I will.
Well,
How do I get rid of these
Twinsies.
like that?
twinsies, 2 14s.
Okay. All right. So we have. What do we have? I've gotta do this by hand. Tie with a 14. Marsha with a 14. Smith, what did you roll? 10.
Which is horrible for me. That was a 2.
It makes sense though, weirdly, because you're heading somewhere else. So you would
Yeah.
notice the engaged fight a little late.
Mhm.
Very cool how that happens sometimes.
Okay. Ty, it is your turn as a corkscrew of distortion sort of radiates from the hand of Varsha toward this creature. It doesn't take hold. It doesn't look like the creature has responded yet, but it is your turn. And I think with your spell bond with Varsha, you would probably get the feeling that it didn't work. Whether that's like
Does the creature look threatening? And does the creature actually look like a way of the grasp?
The creature looks like a way of the grasp in the fact that the movements are very similar. This one seems to be wielding a, which is sort of hard to see from here, a quarterstaff.
And no emblems or anything that suggest like armor that I recognize from being.
Not in this,
Evervaliant.
not in this view. This is sort of being backlit by fog. It is mostly a silhouette. in this moment. You could sort of see the ridge of a quarterstaff as it's hunched over. But that's it, really. From here. You also know it's wearing a mask.
I think I can justify attacking this creature.
You can't justify attacking the creature?
I can't justify it.
Okay.
I know. Oh.
Oh my god, that scared
Oh
the
my
shit
god,
out of
that
me.
scared the crap out of me as well.
Hold on. But Brad can justify beating the crap out of.
Insane.
I
Insane.
don't even know what he's freaking out at, which is
Admire
even
him.
worse.
That's a joke, everyone.
I love living alone, by the way, and having a dog do that
gotta be
randomly in
great.
the night now is really fun. Yeah, I don't. So I have two things at once here. Yeah, I think right now I don't think I'm gonna immediately attack. I think I'm staring this thing down as I slide around the corner of this tree, and this all happens in the moment. As I
as you make your way
what I
around.
assume to be eye contact. In one hand, I have the returning dagger up, and the other hand I have up.
Just have one hand
And
up and in like a
one hand up, like-
response. Okay.
Yeah, like this.
Mm-hmm.
I do have the dagger out, and I'm staring at this person.
Mhm.
And honestly, I think I'm just going to speak to it if I can use my turn to do that.
What would you like to say?
I say, all right. Now you might feel like you fancy your chances with me. You might think you're going to get to me in time. You might think you're fast enough to escape, but the thing is, I'm in a rush, and that means I'm not making good choices right now. On top of that, if my friends here want to help me out, they got spells that allow me to move quicker than a hummingbird on special sorts, and I'll peel you apart like an old orange. So, before you make any sudden moves, maybe ask yourself a quick question. Are you feeling quick enough? You got two choices. Want to fight or want to chat?
Take advantage or take inspiration. That was dope. All right. Go ahead and give me a persuasion or intimidation.
I think it's intimidation. 26.
As you say this to the creature, they slowly rise from this crouching position.
Well. If it's not right there it is.
Do I recognize this voice?
Make me a history check.
Eight.
No.
Holy
Hey,
shit.
my name. My name's Julius. Julius Gilks.
No, I know you're not. I know that hat anywhere.
All right.
How's Tenno doing? I reckon you still got that flask, huh?
I drop the returning dagger as soon as he says it, and then it just hits the ground and returns back into my hand and kind of snaps me, like grounds me a moment.
Uh-huh.
And I cock my
person-
head.
Sort of tips the quarterstaff and then holds their other hand up, grabs their mask, and lifts it up. The person underneath, a putrid, pale, like waterlogged, swollen face. Scars up their right side. Looks like they may be partially blind. And you recognize it as
Scars.
It's alright. are you?
No. You're dead.
I'm not dead.
Red Devon saw it.
Red Devon's a liar.
Fair enough.
Well, I was dead. Not anymore.
Okay. So, if it is really you, what the fuck?
Well, Brekina told me that you wanted more whiskey. So she alerted me. Here I am. I didn't think
you
I'd see
are.
you here. In that grove. What are you doing this close?
You could hear that the more that Scar speaks to you, it's almost straining on his voice to try to make any sort of vocal sounds, as if he had intense throat damage. And as he turns and looks, you see there is a large scar across his neck that wasn't there when you last saw him. The scar across his neck is still open. It's not bleeding, but it's like his body doesn't have any more blood. A lot of the whistling and that wind air that you sort of hear in his voice is probably vibrating through that cut. As you are looking at, you would think, a dead person, but they are alive and well, it seems, talking to you.
I was saying,
I'm going to find someone.
yeah. Oh, we all need more help.
Wait. How is this possible? Were you a ghost?
No. I was saying, from Blue Falls.
Dosane, yeah.
Yeah. He brought me back in the name of the title father. So,
For what?
I don't know.
Then, when?
I don't know. It's hard to say. Years, months.
What have you been doing then?
Getting it back to the old God King. That's why I got this.
Holds up an iron mask. It's got rivets all around the outside of it. He also has it has rivets around the outside. It has a bridged nose that sort of goes from the top down, not unlike there's like a strip of metal with rivets here as well. It looks like a poorly bent, not like it fits anyone's face. It looks like somebody it doesn't look like it's well made. It looks like a novice blacksmith or crafter made this this mask. Varsha,
Mm-hmm.
make me a history.
$17.
Varsha, you remember back in your days as Sworn, you knew of the folk tale or the menace of the Faceless,
Stop. Okay.
or the Iron Grin. many call him, as there is folklore of this soul entity that would stalk the sworn,
Dude,
stalk nobles,
I love him.
and assassinate them.
Okay, yeah. So,
But your version that you have known and someone
Mhm.
told you
hmm
was much shorter than this man. This man stands about a couple more inches, I think, taller than you. Human, but a tall
Okay.
human. But the mask, I think the mask is probably the biggest
giveaway.
indicator and like
Yeah, okay.
the biggest hint that would connect your dots here. Smith would probably know some more as well about about the faceless and Iron Grin and the Steel Smile.
Okay, I think that I purposefully stayed back because I didn't want to scare or make this creature run. My spell was to slow them down so that Ty could grab them. And Ty is clearly having a conversation with this individual, and I think that I think I can stay out of earshot respectfully and know that if Ty changes his mind, I'll feel it. So I'm kind of just doing that. And I think not a lot of people know that Ty and I can do that, or like no one knows that we can do that. So I think it's kind of an advantage I would take at every opportunity. So unfortunately, as fucking cool as it would be to hear this conversation, I think that's what I would do.
Sure. And so I think you're sort of watching from a safe distance, Ty and this entity talking.
Well, yeah, because he was within 60 feet of me,
Mhm.
but Ty closed the distance, so I still think there's like 30 feet.
Yeah,
So
they
I
were
don't
30
think
feet.
I would be
yeah.
able to,
Okay.
hear the conversation. Unless it's like clear that I can take a step forward and he's not going to bolt or anything. But it does look like, Ty dropped his dagger and then it returned
And
to
it
him and he
returned,
seemed
and
surprised.
This person
So
stood back up, and they
Yeah,
weren't
and
really
they're
in this
talking.
defensive.
Yeah.
So the body language of this person doesn't seem to be in a fight anymore. They seem to be more like, what? Like old friends.
do they
looking.
react if I take a couple steps forward?
No.
Okay, then I will close the distance and until I can kind of hear what's happening.
Yeah.
And then I stop.
The hand goes into the air, and you see maybe a glint, or maybe the two eye holes sort of show some light from the backlit fog, and that's probably the silhouette or the indication that he's holding a mask, Varsha. And then you probably approach.
I didn't think I'd
Iron
see
Grin?
you. Yeah, one of them.
There's more than one?
Yeah. I'm Scars, by the way. No need to give me your name. I understand. I didn't expect to see you here. I was making my way to Blue Falls. What are you in Dead
Oh.
Grove time?
It doesn't make any sense.
What?
They're saying. What is it, twin shields?
What about them?
You were with them, right?
Yeah.
Before you were with us.
Yeah.
While you were with us.
Of course, yeah, you know it.
Where have you fucking been?
Getting my
Does
revenge.
Lorcan know?
No, fuck Lorcan.
Or what about Wes or Bill? You didn't tell no one.
They alive. No. I don't want to go and disrupt the Crusades. I want to fight. I want
disrupt.
the God King. I want to kill the nobles and flay them like they did me. Swipe a mask now.
What about me, though?
What about
You
you?
left me with them.
You got my ball, my flask. I knew it was in good hands.
Good ass.
Very happy to see you.
Yeah.
We could use you.
Oh, yeah? Use me
Yeah.
for what?
Now you want to stay for sworn.
Sort of looks over toward you, Varsha.
I'm waiting for any sign from Ty. I'm very uncomfortable that this person already knew his name. And that's actually why I hesitated, because I was going to give a different name, but I wasn't sure what was going on, so I just waited.
Mm-hmm.
But I do think that I cannot help but show some sort of excitement or spark in my expression when he says he wants to kill the God King. Because I also, the closer I feel like I get here, like that hunger and that desire to do that is very strong.
No, not interested. We got something more important to do.
Was that here in the grove?
Maybe. You better be on your way, ain't you, old man? Don't want to die twice.
It's really how you're going to treat me. I was
I
coming
ain't
out.
treating you any which way.
I was coming to Blue Falls.
Off you go then. We ain't going that way.
What's
No
going
point
on,
standing
Ty?
I was
around out
coming
here.
to see you. You know,
For what? So you can use me in the fight. Everyone's always been using me in the fight. I ain't out here to fight,
what are you out here
and I'm
for?
in a rush. We're going to find someone who wouldn't leave me behind, and I ain't going to leave them behind neither.
Fine.
If I get my hands on the God King, I'll wring his neck. I don't need you to help me.
How are you going to get in?
One of the tunnels, along the walls, maybe along the beach. There's the canals, the sewers.
Canals are overrun.
Do you know a way in?
I swept.
I'll break down the walls, it don't matter.
Of course I
Do you know a way in?
Of course I do. I want to help you.
Why?
From what I understand, you're all pretty powerful people. Rokita said that you were able to stop all of Within from attacking.
So what if we can?
Mind to save the Spellkin.
We've already saved a bunch of them.
I stop there. You got
I
a
ain't
whole
stopping.
prison called Evervale that needs your help.
Yeah, we pulled them all from the prison.
No, he means Evervale itself as a prison.
Yeah.
And what's your plan? Same as Lorcan. Keep running at him.
No. It's Fire Lips Organ. He wants to disrupt this whole war. I want to cut the head off the snake.
Yeah.
Fuck the God King.
You got a plan?
My plan was find you, see what you needed. Looks like some twist of the arcane winds. We found each other here, which I'm not very religious. I used to be, but the title father has interesting ways of letting the tide come back in. That being said, we are here now. And I know a couple of cribs that lead right back into Fairvale.
Borrow power. That's all you got.
You are.
You borrowed some power and they're gonna come calling. They're gonna take it back.
Who?
Tidal father.
What are you talking about? What do you mean?
They brought you back.
Those same
Then they're
brought
gonna
me
get you
back.
to do something. Yeah, but who? Powers Dosane. This tidal
Fuck,
father.
I know.
Right, these gods. You don't think the God King's got one behind him and all?
He takes a moment to just sort of process.
I guess you're right. Maybe he does. But I also gotta go find me then.
I ain't interested in working for someone else. I ain't interested in knowing anyone. I'll get in there my own way. I'll get my hands on the God King my own way. I'll kill him my own way if I need to.
I'm not asking you to owe anything to anyone.
You don't know that. You don't know what you're asking me.
I didn't know I was asking you anything. What do you want about?
The first thing you said is you. You could use me. On your own crusade on Dosanes, on the Tidal Father, whoever the fuck.
What are you fighting for?
I subconsciously glance over at Varsha and then back to him. Myself. I make my own decisions now, Scars. Can't trust you. Walking out of a fucking graveyard, your neck hanging open. Pulling out names left, right and centre. Those saying Tidal Father. Even if it is you, even if you are in charge of your bloodless body, I don't need you. And I'm not interested. If you want to get at a God King, have at it. I can't trust you and I can't risk you. I don't know who the fuck you are. Scars is dead. And I ain't got time to sit and figure out who you really are.
All right. Good luck.
Have you been inside the castle?
The castle? No.
Do you know anyone who has?
Other than the swan? No. loving queen.
Ooh, insight, please. May I?
Yeah.
I feel like 15. Fuck. I need to know if what I saw is real. I feel like I'm... Yeah.
15.
Yeah.
He's telling the truth.
No,
There's
I know.
no indications that he's...
My
It'll-
insight is, does he know... Like, he said the loving queen, but did he
Mhm.
say it in a way that's like,
Oh,
I
how he said
know
it.
you've been traveling
Oh,
or something like that, you know? 'Cause
Right.
I
Does he
wondered
know
if the
about-
Way of the Grasp would know that I have done that. So, it's planar travel, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't think he gives any indication. Actually, I know. He gives no indication. But for the 15... Yeah, he gives no indication that he knows anything about what you would know of the Loving Queen. I think he
Okay.
says it in the way, and it is common knowledge that the people in Evervale refer to Queen Drusilla as the Loving Queen.
Yeah, for sure. Okay.
I don't even know if is that her name. Anyway.
Yeah.
But you, Smith, are nearby, right? You were making your way towards the tower, but you weren't rushing towards the tower, right? What was happening there?
I would have been making my way towards the tower quickly. I rolled a perception check to see how much I picked up. I don't know with a 9 if I would even have really heard them having this conversation or not.
I don't think so, but I think you're also on alert, and I think you would check back periodically, right? Is that a
Then
thing, or would you be?
I imagine that I would have gotten pretty far then.
Yeah.
Because I would have been rushing. I'm
Okay.
interested. I would have been interested from the information that Ty gave me. This was a way of the grasp.
Yeah.
And I was trying to imagine where they were going, cutting them off,
Yep.
and dealing with them there. So I would have been making good time. I definitely would have looked back here and there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would have been.
Sure. Then go
I would have
ahead
been making
and
good
make
pace.
me a perception check for here and also there.
Okay. 5.
That's persuasion. That's right.
Oh.
It's now a 6.
Yeah, it would have been 6.
Okay, and then one more. Okay.
15.
So as you're closer toward the tower here, the tower, and right outside of the outskirts of Main Street, which is pretty much just a couple of houses near the spinal road that goes up toward Evervale, or the Evervalian Road, there is this large, old, dilapidated church. Looks like the signs of what denomination of what god it was that this was a church or a holy house for doesn't necessarily exist anymore. It's hard to say. It doesn't either say, usually it would say for Rolthane, or towards the god King Rolthane, as most temples and bell towers and shrines have been repurposed to be icons for Rolthane. But this one seems to be abandoned. You can approach it. The doors are boarded closed, and there is a bell that you can see still swinging at the top of the steeple. But as far as entrance, it'll take a bit to get inside if you need to, or if you would still like to. But when you make your approach, and after you do this quick assessment, you then look back to see and to check in with your friends, and you see that off in the distance, just through the fog, there's the tree, but you also see 3 figures, and 2 of them you would assume to be, and the way their posture is, you would assume it to be Varsha and Ty. They're not fighting.
So at that point, I would return stealthily.
Okay.
And I would try and loop back around to try and get behind this individual.
Sure. So go ahead and give me a stealth with advantage because you have fog and you have a conversation that's happening.
Well, so I have heavy armor on, so that would nullify that, but I also have my armor bullshit, which makes it normal. So I don't know if that will put me back at advantage.
Your armor
or what?
bullshit makes it normal?
Yeah.
And then you have advantage. So yeah, you have advantage.
Okay.
I don't know if someone's going to yell at me on YouTube, but okay.
They're always yelling anyway.
Yeah.
So an 11.
With an 11. Okay. As you begin to make your way, it's a little noisier than you wanted, but it's pretty quiet.
And you know what? Let's use a flash of genius. Let's make that a 15.
Hey, let's do that. All right, cool. You take a step, and then you realize that this stealth is going to take a little bit more effort than you were expecting initially, and you adjust your step and you adjust your weight, and you are much quieter than you were moments ago as you slip off into the fog toward this conversation. Back at the tree.
Yeah. The loving queen. Nobles. The like. They go in. To Swan. They go in. Why?
I refuse to. I think I shoot a glance to Ty. Like, he clearly said out loud, I don't trust you, so I don't think I'm going to volunteer any information.
Scars, there's no way for us to know whether you're actually working for Dosane or yourself. Fucking sworn the Queen. And we haven't got time to figure it out.
You want in?
Of what?
You want into Evervale?
No. We're not going to Evervale. And if we was, I'd figure it out.
Make me a deception.
Where you going?
Scars, you told me there was another way. And then you left me. You died. It took me all this
I
time
was
to realize.
killed by the Swan.
I know.
You say they like it's mine. My choice. They almost cut my head off.
As he looks up and you see the wound open.
I know. You said that. You said a blind man doesn't trust any way another man tells him to step. And that I've got to figure out for myself which path to walk. And I figured it out. After all this time, I figured it out, and then here you are again. Brought back from the fucking dead to be thrown back into this fucking fight, and they couldn't even let you lie in peace.
I think I wanted peace. So I'll rest until this is all over.
Yeah, I used to think like that as well.
Now what are you thinking? just happens when you die.
Peace ain't about killing, it ain't about vengeance, it ain't about cutting the head off the fucking God King. You gotta figure it out in here for yourself. If they fucking bring me back, shove a fucking stick in my hand. That's about the opposite of peace.
I
That's
think
the
it's
furthest
a bit
thing
too
from
late for peace, die.
Yeah, maybe for you. If death ain't peace for you, then nothing is. You got all the time in the world. Keep running at him. Eventually they'll chop off your head, and someone will bring you back, sew it back on, over and over again. For what? For yourself? Is that what you want?
No. I want peace. I want to end it. I want them to suffer like I did. I want them to know what it's like to stare into the oblivion and knowing this is it. I want them to shit themselves. I want them to feel what I felt. I want them to suffer for all the spellkin that they throw away and kill and murder.
How much is it gonna take?
For what?
Until
I
you
just
have
want
that?
to be over.
Right. Everyone wants it to be over.
We both know the answer to that.
It's endless.
What makes you think that? But you're the god.
Because how many of us have run at him, had our throats slit? How many of us has Lorcan alone sent
You don't need to
to have
run
their
at
throats
them.
slit? And what are you gonna do
What are you gonna do? Run right through the doors of Evervale?
if I have to?
And that's gonna work. You just told me right now how many times you're gonna do that. How many
ain't going in
times
there
are
to
you
kill
gonna
him.
run in Evervale?
I'm not going to kill him. I'm not trying to find the fucking queen.
What are you doing?
Something else. Something more important. And then I can get to the killing afterwards.
Maybe I could help. I know how to get in and get out.
Maybe. Maybe you're trying to figure out what we're doing. Maybe you don't even know anything. Maybe you're just a vision brought up by the fucking pig queen herself. She haunts nightmares, we know that much. And look around you. If this ain't a picture of a nightmare right now.
They really got you for drinking something, don't they?
Every single one of you as I was growing up, all you told me about was vengeance.
Yeah.
Vengeance for my mum, vengeance for my dad, vengeance for all of the Entente.
Yeah.
I ain't about it no more. You'll have to find someone else to be your fucking knife. Or get it done yourself. We've got a new way. You've been laying in the ground for too long. We've come up with a different plan. We're taking a different approach. It ain't swords and blood. If you want swords and blood, Lorcan's somewhere north. Go and find him.
That's the thing. I'm not a soldier. I'm a knife. I'm not a bear. I'm a rat. Lorcan, he's a bear. He's a wolf. I'm a rat. We can go in and out. Crawl through the walls. Unit in. I could get you in. If you want vengeance, I could get you vengeance. But if you don't, that's fine too. I don't want to see any more of us get lost. From charging in. And dying like I did.
Ty. I think he's telling the truth.
You know what? When I first heard that you got the Blue Falls with that flask, I couldn't believe it. The only person I knew that was still had it would have been you. So I wanted to go down and see. See how you're doing, see how you're faring. And I get word that you took out the Foxfather.
I am very much trying to get close to this person, stealthily behind them.
Cool.
This whole time, by the way, I just want you to be aware.
Cool.
I would like to approach from behind at this point.
Do it.
Would you like me to make a roll?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Be a stealth.
At this point, I would have casted invisibility on myself.
Hell yeah.
And that would be in the form of my armor. So there would be a mist that would have sprayed out, and there is a camouflage-like effect that has taken effect all over, and I assume this is with advantage.
Oh, yes.
15.
You, as you are talking with this person, Ty and Varsha, you notice behind a headstone creeps a hunched, bulky figure. As it sort of gets closer into Varsha's light on her hip, you start to notice. Oh, I'm sorry. No, you're invisible. Varsha, you see, through the glint of the light, as the person, or as a figure seems to start to coalesce behind this person, you notice that it is a crouching smith.
I just make a very small gesture, like a no.
I'm going to extend my spear and begin to hold it close to this individual.
Okay.
And from behind, I'm going to say, no sudden moves. How do you know anything about any of us? How do you have this information?
Brakida. Twin shields.
Explain.
I worked with them before I joined the Untold.
How do you have this information now?
Rakina sent me a message.
Why?
Because I told her if anyone was to come in with my flask to her bar and ask for a refill of Blue Falls whiskey, I would get informed. And that's what happened. My wrong guy.
Going to drop my invisibility at this point?
Okay.
Ty? What do you want to do?
This man, Smith, is someone that I used to know before he died. A long time ago. He taught me how to use these sticks. Before he was on Chant, he was with him twin shields up at Blue Falls.
And what do you want me to do, Ty?
Nothing.
Are you sure?
Scars.
Yeah. What?
How do we know we can trust you?
You don't?
He moves.
You know that?
They move like you do. Some of the enemy. It looks to me like you're using the same spells.
I don't know how to answer. What do you mean?
I then look at Smith. He looks like them grasp, no?
Grasp? Oh,
See, if I was
thank you. That's not bad.
a nightmare jumping bitch like the Queen, I would have jumped into each of our little minds here, found a person from our past, and then puppeteered them up. Anytime maybe we got a bit too close, and I'd use them to get information out of us, or maybe lure us into a nice little trap, maybe in some crypts, maybe in a sewer. And until you can prove to me that that's not going to happen,
Yeah,
I'm not going anywhere with you. I'm going to leave you here.
yeah. All right.
And we are running out of time. I ain't got time for a catch-up or a chin wag.
We've already wasted a lot of time.
So, Scars,
The Crypt of Grandane. There's a ladder that goes down. Passage through the crypt. Storage. You know, intricate. About 200 sides that way. Get to the end. Beat your right to sewers. Don't take the sewers. Not all the way in at least. There'll be a crack with a spring. On your way through that, use the water line. maybe I'll see you again.
You will.
Yeah, maybe.
If it is trapped.
Come on. I just start walking off.
I make sure that they hear the spear behind them as I begin to walk off.
I think Scars sort of just leans defeated onto the quarterstaff as it's angled into the mud, as he's just sort of watching you leave. If you do turn back and look,
I do.
he sort of turns and disappears into the fog as he walks away.
Before he leaves, I think I would nod and say thank you.
No response.
Yeah.
I think maybe a slight nod. But like there is this stunned processing that happens as he turns and walks off.
I don't turn back. I stay ahead of everybody. I bring a cigarette up to my mouth, and as I light it, I slyly put a thumb to the corner of my eye and take a deep drag and keep walking forward.
I'm checking back often. I'm head on a swivel.
Yeah. Scars is still sort of watching. He's turned. It seems like he's also has his head on a swivel as well. As he begins to look around, you then start to see him crouch again, just sort of getting this defensive, more of a stealth position he was in before. You could still clearly see him now because you know what you're looking for. But he still, every once in a while, cranes his head out of his position to then sort of check and make sure that you're going the right way. I think there are times where he gets out of the position to like lean in close and then try to walk up to you. And I think the reasoning behind that, you would know, Ty, is he can't see. He's not, or can, but he's partially blind. So he's not great with distance. So he's trying to still get a bead of where you are, but then he still tries to keep his distance. But a lot of his behavior, for those who turn and look back and try to read, it's just really awkward. It's just this like uncertainty of where to go, what to do next. But I think he watches until you are certain he can't see you anymore, whether that is the fog or whether that is a cataract. He watches and then heads north towards the town, towards probably the candlelit tavern, or what you'd think would be a large enough tavern. P1, as he disappears and you make your way toward the Crypt of Grendane. The Crypt of Grendane is just like any other grave site. A tombstone is a big square block, obviously, but it's not necessarily it's not like a plate that is rounded like you would see how humans would depict their tombstones, but it's more like just this marble block with it says Grendane on it, but in Dwarvish if anybody speaks it. But other than that, you would see it in some sort of, and Varsha, you speak Dwarvish, and
I
also
do.
Smith. As you see, it says Grendane. So you are able to recognize this being probably the site. Ahead of you, or at least the hole and/or pit that you see, is just a 6-foot empty gravesite.
Checking for any obvious traps.
Yeah. Go ahead and make me an investigation. No traps. That you can tell.
I don't see any obvious traps around. Should probably take more time to check, but I know we don't have it.
Let's just go.
I want to try something crazy.
Okay.
I think that I'm feeling what Ty is feeling because I don't think he has control over this, correct?
Mhm.
I would like to try to calm him down or comfort him in some sort of way, if I can.
Yeah.
I don't want to take it from him, what he's feeling, but I just want him to know he's not alone.
What makes this crazy? Is there something you want to do? that
Well,
would
I'm
make this
assuming I would
crazy?
have to, I'm assuming I have to do a roll of some sort, or can I just do that?
You can
Does
just
our
do
connection
that.
allow
Yeah.
it?
Yeah.
Oh,
How
fuck yeah.
how would you like to do that? I mean, it's you tell me, and then I'll tell you if there's a role. But I don't know if
I
there would be one.
think there's this weird feeling that I have noticed since our connection
Mm-hmm.
that is best described as just this other presence that is now with me all the time, and it doesn't leave, and I don't feel alone by that. So I think I'm just focusing on that feeling and kind of trying to gently push it forward, and then I'll back the feeling away. I don't want to overtake what he's feeling. I just want him to know that
Mhm.
I'm there, kind of like a weird emotional hug.
Yeah, I
And
think
then yeah,
as Ty, as you go, let's just go, and you begin to move on and head into or look around. Where are you let's just go, indicating whatever your next action is. I think as you're doing that, we'll get back to whatever the hell that is in a second, but as you're doing that, I think you keep getting these flashes and reminders of Varsha. So much so that at some point you just look up at Varsha and she's already looking at you and gives you like a slight smile or something to just sort of comfort you.
just a nod. I don't think I
Yeah,
would smile
or a
because I
nod, yeah,
understand how
just-
fucked this situation is and
just
how
like I know what
Yeah.
you're going through. A nod, yeah, perfect.
I feel like this would be equivalent to me seeing Smith dead and, cut open and standing there and just this
Right. And you're
ghost
like,
of a
I really
person.
wish that this
Yeah.
person, I could trust this person, but I don't know if I can.
Yeah.
Yeah. As as Ty, you said, let's just go. What do you do now? There is an empty gravesite. Or a grave hole.
I'll lead the way.
Should we lay him to rest? Do we know how to do that even?
No.
Okay.
There is a coffin at the bottom of this stone. Looks like it's about 5 feet in length. About 2.5, 3 feet, 3 feet wide. The bottom of this hole, marble. No traps that you see.
All right, what did he say?
How far down was it, did you say?
6 feet.
Okay.
Traditional grave size. Maybe 5 because they're dwarfs. No, it's about 6 feet.
I'll go.
Cool.
I'll go first.
Ty goes, I'll lead the way, and you're already jumping down.
Yeah.
Okay. And you sort of clang onto, you sort of lower yourself, like lowering yourself into a pool. Then you finally drop the couple more feet, and you land onto the packed dirt. It is packed dirt. Which indicates frequent use or frequent footfalls.
I look around. Is there any other... There's nothing else down here? And I just kind of look up at them and shrug. Nothing else down here?
I'm going to put a hand on Ty's shoulder. Are you ready?
What?
Are you ready to do this?
We ain't got a choice. Doing this for Djett.
I understand. But are you ready?
It doesn't matter. We haven't got a plan. We've got no idea what we're walking into. We just gotta get it done.
Then let me do what I have to do. Just make sure to keep Varsha alive.
Yeah.
I'm going to jump in.
Next to you, Varsha,
Mm-hmm.
is Smith, who lands next to you on the packed dirt.
I don't see anything else down here. I got the feeling he was telling the truth, Smith.
It's probably about this point that my face starts to make some cracking noises and the disguise wears off.
Yes. If that's what you believe, fine. I don't know anything about this person. The only thing we can do is trust Ty's opinion.
Yeah.
Let's just keep moving.
Yeah.
I flick the cigarette over my shoulder and jump in.
You land in the packed dirt. It's getting pretty cramped down here as three of you are in a 6 foot or a 5 foot hole, 6 feet above. There's a large marble casket in front.
I approach.
You do.
Going to open the casket.
You push the lid off of the off of the casket, or at least lift it enough, and you see that there are these 2 dowels that are just sort of just above or just below the ridge line of this sarcophagus. You then inspect these dowels, and there are rungs that go down, as well as the light of Varsha's lantern lights just the top of this ladder that goes down into darkness, as it seems like Scars was saying the truth.
Goggles on.
I'll check for traps down below.
I'm going to do that thing where you put your feet on the edge of the ladder and just kind of
Like,
slide
like
down.
in every video game, you're gonna hold
Yeah.
X. Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
The Smith disappear from sight as the darkness overtakes him. Make me an investigation while you are down here, Smith. No traps.
Seems clear.
Riddled on the ground down here looks like stained glass, shards of it. Jingles when you step around and crunches, but not in the path that would be most traveled, which would be toward the south.
Bunch of glass or something down here. Just be careful.
All right, you go next.
I hesitate. I want to say something. I don't know what to say or how I would even begin to say it. So yeah, I'll go down. Yep.
Okay. One foot in front of the other. She
Yeah.
lights the way as you are looking down at her as she makes her entrance into the dark below. Looks like she travels for about 20 or so feet, and then hits the bottom, and then you start to see the reflection of these colored shards of looks like stained glass, that glittering off of the area, which Smith was depicting as you are just up at the top of this casket tie.
I take a moment and then descend myself.
How are you feeling? What are you feeling?
Every which way.
Yeah.
There is a lot of conflict. There is this man who I was a young man who looked up to this older man who taught me how to use staves and staffs and the sticks that I use now, and he was the type of figure in my life that was one of the lesser of many evils, I think. And he died in a fight with the Sworn in Evervale. Ty wasn't there. Arm in a sling. And I think it is difficult not to feel that same feeling, the sort of guilt of not being there, and the fact that Djett is currently being held somewhere, and the fact that we're running in there with no real plan. There's the struggle of even considering using these weapons. The reason that Ty, after Scars died, it was Red Devon that said to Ty that if he hadn't been using the sticks, then he would have won the fight. And even the smell and sight of human blood causes your enemies to fight differently. They fight with fear, and you've already won. And I think that shifted a lot in Ty's perception and in the way he fought, and he started to rely more on using knives and started to follow Red Devon around. And having only just recently come back off of that, I think that it's just a constant reverberation. And that sort of trauma of loss, I think, as well, just would be so in your face fresh. And then to have this person put in front of you and not be able to trust them and also feel betrayed by them in a way. I think that young Ty always begrudged Scars for leaving him with the rest of them, who were, he left him with Red Devon. And
the next time you see him, he's also feeling the same feelings that Red Devon did.
And it's confusing because this is the person who taught him to use sticks, and I think, and I don't know whether this is because of what Scars is now, or whether this is just Ty built him up in his head as this person who kind of represented a slightly different way than Lorcan's very bloodthirsty approach of, disruption and chaos and kill. And then to immediately be confronted with him, and he's like, let's go and kill the God King, rather than anything else. It was just immediately down to business, I think would be, it just immediately messed Ty up. So it's very confusing. But then also he has a touch of Varsha's emotions, and the way that Ty approaches things now, it is not the way that Ty necessarily would always approach things. I don't think Ty would have necessarily stopped and tried to de-escalate the situation before that fight.
Right.
I think some of that was a Varsha influence.
Yeah.
So there is just this added element here of like...
But gone much differently.
Yeah. And then also, can we trust him? Is that really him? Is he being controlled? Or, all of that, I think, so there's just a wash of endless emotion.
It's a lot to process.
And I don't think Ty is really dealing with it. I think it's just a matter of push this down, because if we ever needed to concentrate, it's right now.
Yeah.
Because we might be walking into a trap. The other end of this could just be a squad. And either way, they're walking into the most dangerous situation in probably the most unprepared possible way. And so, I think it's a lot of, grit your teeth and
just sort of bear it for
push this away for now.
Yeah, it's a lot of old tactics from Ty's childhood are coming back.
Yeah, I've probably done something similar to this so many times as well.
Yeah, where it's just like, I just have to grit my teeth and bear it. This is just how everything goes now. And now you're sort of doing it, and I have to grit my
tunnel.
Yeah, I have to grit my teeth and bear it to do this job. And without needing this is just how the world is. And then for the past couple of months, you're going, oh, the world's a little bit different. And now you're going, okay, got to get back into this. This is how the world is again. Yeah, so that is rough. As you make your way and you start to maybe begin some of the processing, but then are able to, at least for the moment, one foot in front of the other, the 30 or so rungs it is to go down. There's the rhythm of the tapping, the as you make your way down is enough for you to focus on just that in the darkness for a second, to at least calm the metronome that is the anxieties and the processing that needs to happen from Ty as you finally hit the last rung and step onto this crunched stained glass. You are now in the chambers of the crypt of Grendane. A waft of rot blows up from within. There is a bit of your hair begins to blow as there's a small breeze now that is being sucked from a pressure change because of the sarcophagus. Question, do you adjust the sarcophagus back before you go in, or is it out?
I assume I would. I think
Yeah,
that's
you're
if it
probably
was right in front of me, and
it's still
this
you're
is-
still doing a job, and I think this is how
Yeah.
Ty would do the job. Yeah, as you
Nice.
fasten, you make your way down. The breeze isn't as prominent right now, but you meet all your friends.
It's pitch dark because I don't have any sort of dark vision.
There is a lantern that is on Varsha's hip.
Still using that lantern. Okay, then yeah.
So it's 5 feet from Varsha. And then as you make your way down, I think Smith is still sort of looking around, trying his best to find any traps or anything. There are a couple of sarcophagi that are on various shelves in here, much like a Skyrim tomb, where there's going to have those the chambers of the dead. They don't look like they've been disturbed.
Are there any spiders on the ceiling?
No spiders on the ceiling. As you press on into the darkness with the unknown, unprepared ahead of you, and memories, reflections of the past behind you. That is where we are going to call tonight's episode. And we're here. I think there's audio. Hello, is there
The-
audio? I think so.
Crazy good.
The symbolism of walking into the grave voluntarily
Yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
to
Super
do
dope.
what we need to do.
Super cool episode tonight. I had Dead Grove ready since episode 2. I think I was ready to be like, all right, I think they're probably gonna head to Dead Grove, and you didn't. So it was really cool today to be like, oh, I could just bring him to Dead Grove. So that was fun. But really, really awesome stuff from the scene with Scars. That was really
was
cool.
not
I was
expecting to
thinking,
see Scarf.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
was really
Yeah.
delighted with how it all went down, because you're all like, oh shit, it's way of the grasp, they're here. And I was like,
Hmm.
yes, yes it
Yeah.
is. So that was really kind of fun to see you all get excited for something that I wanted to have happen that way. I was like hoping that it would seem to be a fight. And it was really cool that it didn't turn into one, because I was definitely thinking, I was telling my brother about this earlier, and I was like, I feel like this is going to be very Nala and Simba. There's going to be a fight, and they're going to go, wait, hold on, what, huh? But I really like how this happened. It was really cool. So thanks everybody. Thanks for watching. Thanks for playing. Thanks for hanging out. We're going to go around and do some shout outs and stuff. We're going to start with PB this evening.
Hi, I'm Pumpkinberry. You can find me at Twitch and Twitter at Pumpkinberry. IGM Kingmakers, which is back on Tuesday next week. Very, very exciting. And thank you for having me. And also, I just had my mind blown mid-episode as I was realizing that Brad has been playing fucking Metal Gear characters this whole time. And now I know. Now I
And now
understand.
you see it.
So
Yeah.
in my like little notes of everything, I have like a demeanor part, and the characters that I was pulling from at first. I wrote Thomas Shelby, Levi Ackerman, and the Snakes, because there's
I love
bits
that.
of all of them in
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
You know, he's even got like the liquid, rebellious, like just everything is bullshit. So, like it's all of the characters that I've been playing were just like, those were the 3 elements that went into this character on day one when I was like putting it together.
Yep.
And it's funny how that kind of really showed in this episode while PB's been playing through
Yeah,
the Metal Gear
it's really
games.
good for to be like,
Yeah,
wait a
it
minute.
was so
yeah.
good.
It came up that
I was
the
furiously
weird
DMing him at one
mentor
point.
betrayal
Yeah,
element
that.
Tyres had with all of his mentors. Like, all of his mentors have betrayed him in some way, Lorcan and Red Devon, and he sees Scar's death as a betrayal.
Yeah.
You know?
And then for him to come back and be like, hey, the view that everyone had, I now have it. And
Yeah.
he's like, well, now I'm betrayed by Scars again.
Yeah. It's and that thing of like growing up when you get older and you're old enough now to look at people who were like deified when you were a kid, and you're like, they were just people.
Yeah.
They weren't even that impressive either. You know,
Yeah.
you're like,
Yeah.
wow, they were just flawed people like everyone else.
Mhm.
Which I think you have an element of. It was fun in a horrific way.
That's PB, everyone.
That's
Yeah,
PB.
thanks.
And that's PB. Thank you so much, everybody. Go follow PB. Whack.
Hi, everybody. I'm Wax Steven. I played Smith for you today. Thank you so much for joining us, as always. We appreciate you being here. Make sure, if you want to help support the show, that you check out patreon.com/Spellwind. That's Mathematics PayPal or Patreon for this show to help keep this show going. Make sure you go check that out. If you want to help support Table Story, make sure you're following us here on Twitch, Table Story on Twitch, Table Story on YouTube. Come join our Discord, tablestory.tv/Discord, and check out our Patreon, which is tablestory.tv/pledge as well. And yeah, we'll be doing a shill show soon. I think it's going to be in 2 Sundays, ? We'll see. We're trying to make that happen soon. And yeah, we'll have another silly, fun shill show soon. Otherwise, tomorrow we've got Ashes of Eriador, which I will be GMing. It should be super awesome. We should be having the whole squad tomorrow, hopefully. And I'm very excited.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Thank you so much, Whack. Smith today was super dope, watching him sneak off and then come back, and then I was very excited for the potential of murdering Scars. So that was exciting and terrifying at the same time. But thank you for everything. It was just a really wonderful episode from everybody. You're all wonderful. Brad, you're up.
But like, would he have killed him and then he just got back up? You know,
I don't know.
He's like
Yeah.
a weird revenant vengeance.
I would
That's
tell
what
you,
made
but I
sure.
don't know if I want to. I feel
No,
like that's
don't.
meta.
Yeah, I don't want to know. Yeah, I enjoyed
Everyone
this
stops
one,
to think,
but it
oh,
was
is it?
horrific in a way. I'm looking forward to Maya coming back. So
Who's that guy?
also don't forget that Maya is a cast member and that he's coming back next week. So
Mhm.
go and follow him, because I'm sure
Mhm.
he's freaking out about having a month off stream,
Mhm.
because I would be. So
Mhm.
go and follow Maya and keep an eye on when he goes live so you can check out his stream. I'm sure he's got some good stories. And I stream a game called Deadly Premonition when it works at the moment,
Oh no.
which is the weirdest game I've ever played. I don't know what it's about.
Has it been bugged? Was it was it crashing or something?
Yeah, it's like a
Yeah.
PS3 game that's like
Oh.
ported onto Steam, and
Oh.
I spent a lot of today trying to bug fix it, and then
Fun.
I fixed it after stream. So I'm gonna carry on with that tomorrow. And I'm quietly working on a Star Wars show, which should be starting probably next month. The real hard pre-production, or I guess just production, begins
It's
this
such
week.
a fun
so
name.
yeah,
Yeah.
we'll see. Hopefully by next week we'll have an actual date for the start, and perhaps a trailer or a teaser of some sort, which so keep an eye out for that one. That's about all I've got going on. That's it.
All right, everyone go follow Brad. Twitch.tv, Brad Wodo. We are all emotionally drained, I can tell. Everyone, be well.
I feel like I've just done therapy.
Yeah, right.
I'm like,
Be well, everyone. Take care of yourselves. I'm Mythematic, or Cord. You can follow me on twitter.com/Mythematic or Hive or whatever. Is that a thing anymore? I don't know. You can follow me on anywhere Mythematic. I am doing some blacksmithing either this week or next. I also want to do a Valheim playthrough soon with the Raft mod, because that seems sweet. Anyway, follow me on the stuff or don't, whatever. I'll be here next week. See you then. Bye, everyone. Tomorrow, Ashes of Eriador. See ya. And I wasn't ready for this part.
Neither am I.
Oh, yeah, never am.